Hello kids. ADHD tier list, remedies time. Cause why not? Because like I want to do my ADHD thing properly, but that's gonna take way too long. There's a lot of shit I kind of want to walk through. So we're just gonna do a simple tier list. Cause why not? You have this thing, it's fucking with your mind. What actually affects it? What affects it good? What affects it well? First up, I'm just gonna get started immediately. We got coffee. Or caffeine. I'm gonna, maybe Monster, caffeine, maybe coffee is different to Monster, but I mean they both have caffeine in them. For me, I'm gonna say D tier actually. I don't think it fucking works at all for me. It is useless. It is like, it doesn't actually improve my productivity at all, is what I've found, and it just makes me feel a bit jittery. I know a lot of people like double down on the Monster thing and you just spam Monster and chug that stuff. For me, it doesn't help me at all. And to be fair, these can vary very drastically between people to people, but coffee is just, like, it's not it. Like, coffee works by adenosine receptors, so it just works by, like, doing this shit. Like, you just block the things that, you block the receptors that take up adenosine, so it's like, we totally have energy, guys. Like, no, you're just trying to avert tiredness. It's not the same. Do a different neurotransmitters at play. Terrible, terrible. Okay, number 2, and I guess number 3 as well, these are kind of related. Number 2 is basically calendar, like just putting everything in your calendar, blocking it all out, just telling you exactly what to do at what times. I think this is useful. I'm going to call it a B tier. For some people, it will be extremely useful and effective because you just look at it and it'll tell you exactly what you need to do. For some other people, like me, if I put too much in my calendar, I never look at it. I'll look at it for 2 weeks and then I'll never look at it again. And suddenly it becomes a useless thing. And this kind of like doing something that works for a few weeks and then it just stops working forever, or not forever, but you just lose track of it, is a very common point of all these types of remedies or trying to improve it, that has ended up happening for me anyways, over the past like 6 years since I've been trying to fix this. But it is helpful. It is definitely helpful. It's a mix and match. You know, I use a calendar a little bit for certain things, but the thing I use more, actually, and I think has been very well, is task lists. And basically to-do lists, weekly, this type of thing. I'm gonna call it low A tier, high B tier. I don't know where I want to put this. I'll put it A tier for now. But task lists and like subtasking them is useful. I'm not gonna say it's not. Like, it is definitely a better strategy than not doing this. So, it's like, it does the job, it helps, but in my opinion, like when I used to only do this, like task list stuff, calendar stuff, it still wasn't enough. Like, it's still, you will end up missing things, and when you miss things, we actually, you know what, we'll do this in a little bit of a different order. Okay, but the thing is, and chances are a lot of people, like if you've had ADHD for years and you're an adult, probably developed maybe a symptom of what I like to call the gun to your head method, or like self-hatred, self-loathing, like all this shit to try to put a gun to your head and say, I need to do this now, or like you're just horrible, or a horrible human, like all these types of things. It kind of works. It does, to be fair, it does kind of work, but there are way better strategies to do this, and when you do the gun to your head method, you will end up actually maybe putting a gun to your head by the time you're 30. So, not recommended, and these two kind of tie together because if you don't hit those lists, you'll end up feeling like, oh my god, I couldn't even do that. Even though it's like, it's actually not, like, it's not that much of your fault. It's a bit your fault, but also not really. To say, like, oh, I couldn't do everything I did this week, I must not be worth anything, I must be useless, is saying like to an amputee person, hey, why can't you clap? You know? Okay, number 5. As opposed to the full-on self-hatred thing and self-loathing gun to your head method, what about the full-on positive affirmations? Like, I can do it, you know what, let's do it. B tier. Why B tier? Because it does help. It is helpful to think in more positive terms. There is such a thing as toxic positivity, where it's like you think too much, like, oh yeah, let's go, we can do it all. And it's definitely better than this, but I found that this is actually pretty connected to this. It's the same. It's not the same. This is better. But when you try to do this and have no other strategies in place, it can very easily turn into the self-loathing, gun to your head method, because there will be some points where you're really hyped up, you love it, you want to do this thing, you can do it, thinking positively about it, but you still won't be able to do it, because it's not a willpower thing, right? Like these are both contingent on the fact that, oh, what I have is just a willpower problem. It is not a willpower problem. It is a fucking gap. Like, oh my, it is a literal biological gap between your wants and your actions. And usually people kind of look like this. That's their gap, this is your gap. You just don't have enough of the motivation transmitters that are fucking doing this thing, so you just have a massive gap. So no matter how far you go, well, it depends on a person by person basis, right? It's like some people, yours might be here and you can actually get pretty far with certain strategies like this. But chances are, if you're watching this far into the video, and you actually, you have this or it's undiagnosed, it feels like this. Like there's no amount of stuff you can do that will get you all the way here consistently over the period of weeks and months and years. That's the important part. Sometimes you fucking blast through it, right? For a few days, a week or 2 weeks, whatever. But it's just like, this is a biological issue, right? Issue is also the wrong term for this. It's not technically bad depending on your environment, right? Because there are many cases where we'll say back in time, this is actually a really useful trait to have. Because you tend to be more creative, you tend to see more paths and do things that other people don't usually do, you question more things. You can really fixate on some stuff and get really good at something. This has its benefits, but it's just in this current day and age, in this type of society, it definitely has negative effects. And you also have, say, you probably sleep later. Most people with ADHD sleep later. It's also a delayed sleep onset thing. I don't fucking know. Okay, anyways, next. Ooh, next up, we have exercise. Exercise, I'm actually going to put S tier. I'm going to say exercise is the only non-medication S tier I will put in S tier, because it is insane. The benefit you get from consistent exercise for ADHD is it actually effectively reduces this gap by a lot consistently. Right after you do exercise, you'll get a bunch of endorphins, bunch of dopamine, bunch of goodies that really actually do help a lot. Exercise can go from fucking walking, sprinting, yoga, whatever. Resistance training, I do resistance training because it's the best for me. And resistance training tends to get the best benefits out of any ADHD. So if you look at all of these meta studies, you'll find that exercise is good. I think dance was actually the biggest improvement of symptoms for out of basically every type of non-medication thing, right? So exercise, S tier. I think if you're not exercising, but you have the capability to exercise, low-key, not even just for ADHD, just in general, it's self-harm. You can't not exercise without calling that self-harm, is my opinion. But yeah. Okay, number 7 is sleep. I'm gonna put this on A tier, not S tier. For the primary purpose, okay, sleep is super fucking important. You can't not sleep consistently. This is every system in your body is going to get worse if you do this. The weird thing about sleep is I don't find if you consistently have good sleep, it won't beat this gap, right? It's not gonna, I don't know why it's not working. Why doesn't it work? It's not gonna beat this dopamine gap, right? It's still, this gap is just too much. Maybe sleep can bring you here consistently, and I actually found that when I got sleep deprived, I could actually not focus more on tasks, but since the amount of shit that would be going on in my brain is just way less because I just can't think properly, I could actually stick to things better. Only on like one day of like 5 hours, right? But consistently it was good. I think if you consistently have low sleep, it's not gonna end well. So a solid A, I would say, is this. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff, because these are both the same. It's just Ritalin versus Vyvanse, and obviously there are other medications, but these are medications for ADHD, amongst other things. S tier, fucking S tier, absolute S tier, bangers, both of them. Okay, I'm gonna put Vyvanse in A tier for myself personally, but it's very individual. Like, I know friends who take Vyvanse and it's really good for them. For me, it's fucking awful. It does awful things to me. But Ritalin, S tier. Why? Why medication so high? Can't I just live my life unmedicated? You could, and then you might end up doing these two, and then, you know, blowing your brains out by the time of 30. You consistently, in every meta study found, in every single, like, big thing, the single best thing for short to medium term and, like, effectively long term too, of basically remedying ADHD symptoms, where you have too many thoughts, you can't focus on things, is medication, like time and time and time again. And if you Google all of these, it's actually not that bad for you. Like, it doesn't, okay, that's interesting. That just means something different. But, like, okay, this is if you're a kid, right? But if you're an adult, there are actually really no long-term downsides. You might get a small increase in, like, your blood pressure and stuff. But if you exercise, it kind of offsets this and helps, again, with your symptoms. This is really good. But the main purpose of meds is because no matter what you do, you can get close, but there will always be a biological gap that you have that other people do not have. But meds just fucking jump you over the line. It is like feeding a starving person a meal every time. And it's a short-term thing. It don't really have long-term effects from it. You can stop at any time. It's fucking great, right? Like, if you can find medication that's good for you, it is absolutely amazing. S tier fucking stuff, right? I genuinely think Ritalin changed my life trajectory to actually be one that I want, instead of one that kind of happens to me. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and talking more about these meds, the side effects of this is actually, like, I think people have found, you maybe tend to even have a technically longer lifespan, or definitely better quality of life, because some of the people who take this, it saves them fucking tremendously. It makes their lives better, it makes everything better, so they actually end up living longer because they take less risky behavior, they are actually doing things they want to do with their life, which lowers, like, depression and shit. It's cinema. Like, cinema. And obviously these do have side effects. For me, Ritalin, I get really thirsty, and you shouldn't take it when you're, like, super hungry, because it's going to reduce your appetite, and then you're going to be fucking kind of wired, but it's not good. But if you do this right and you do it properly, these two, like, your medication and this, helps a lot. And actually, all these other tactics, like task lists and calendars and things that, say, in my personal case, I have been doing for like 6 years now, and the exercise too and good sleep, they will only get infinitely better when you have access to medication. It was insane. The first time I took this, I fucking blasted through like 8 hours of work, because I just took 2 in a row. Actually it was 4, so I took 1, and I blasted through 4 hours of work fully locked in, because I had, like, attained so much willpower that I kept trying to force over the years, but willpower doesn't beat a biological gap. Like, that is not right. So I had, like, accumulated all this shit. I had all these systems in place to help me, but once I got just a little thing that actually let me get through to this other side, they got supercharged. And, like, the willpower that I've been fucking trying to do but just doesn't work the whole time actually had space to operate. And it's cinema. Just, like, please, if you're an adult that is undiagnosed and you're, like, almost certain you have this, and it's been, like, years, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. If you're in America, I'm sorry. Your healthcare system is like that. It's insane. This is insane, right? For me, at Vyvanse, I'm gonna put B tier. Did not work well with my system, but some people will have these swapped, some people will blah blah blah. If you have anxiety, you might end up being in a case where these medications, which are stimulant based, make your anxiety worse. But it's a person by person basis, and medication is consistently the number one thing that people have found to like help, right? So yeah, it's cinema. It's absolute cinema. You should not feel bad for using this. That's not how this works. Number, I don't know. I've stopped counting. What's this? Which my little app? No, there is app. But this is more just saying structurally putting limits and stuff in place, right? So for me, I have like app blockers and I have stuff on YouTube and things that basically they prevent shorts, they prevent mindless scrolling. Any infinitely scrolling system is going to be way worse if you have ADHD because it directly feeds exactly what you are missing. And it's way more addictive if you do have ADHD than if you don't. And it's still super addictive if you don't. Like, it's just fucked up. So I think structurally putting limits in place so that you can't just subconsciously even access these things, and it forces you to have more intent in your life, is super good. I'm going to put this A tier. High A tier, I would say. Just because it just helps with all of these. Like, you should be doing multiple things at any given time. Right, I'll put this tier. If possible, because the more things you do, the better. Like, these are all little gaps, right? Let's say this is sleep, let's say this is exercise. Like, they all stack up, and they all help. So, okay, like all these little things help, right? And to say it doesn't would be kind of crazy. But yeah, food. A tier. Good food, actually, I will say it. Good food, you just feel better. Your mood is better, your body is functioning better. And so you'll just tend to be more productive and you'll feel, food is good. Good food is good. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You can Google it and search it. Good food, good sleep, and exercising is like the basis of your entire system. Ideally, try to eat good when possible. You can have cheat meals, that's fine. Just know how things affect you and when. Do good stuff. I don't know. Alright, don't click this. I'm B tier. It's a long story, don't ask why I know this. And it's not just dog clickers, it's more this idea of trying to like self-fix it using other methods that aren't fucking really well known, and I'm just trying to patch it together. The reason I experimented with this was because, I watched some of the old guy Berkeley or something. There's good videos, good seminars on ADHD, and it was one of the ideas that he said is try to reduce the time between an action and a reward, because one of the things about ADHD is you have time perception blindness, and it's just a lot of stuff that basically means you can't interpret delayed rewards properly. So I was like, well, if I make the reward more immediate by, say, having a dog clicker and having a positive association with it, like getting more money or getting good food, maybe that will help. And actually, I will say it did help. It did help. And maybe do my tasks more. But it worked for a few weeks and then it lost its effectiveness. The main reason it worked really was because it was a novel thing that my brain was like attracted to. But yeah, it loses its effectiveness. It's not a permanent solution, and it's just, yeah. I'd put it C tier, actually. I'll put it, yeah. Low B tier, high C tier. It's okay. Music is actually A tier. I'm gonna put it A tier. This just depends on, different people have different things, right? For me, I find that music generates a lot of energy in me, so it's actually, that helps like that. But the main helpful thing I found, I'll put it at high B tier. The main helpful thing I found is that it actually, I can't think as much, like I can't, like, because of the fucking music is just blasting. So I physically cannot think as much or as deeply, which means, like, all those three parallel fucking thought branches, they can't really have time to grow, because this shit's blasting, right? So I can only really think about one thing. It does make me, it makes my depth of focus worse, I'll admit. Or it makes me not able to think as deeply about things, but it allows me to focus because there's not just a bunch of random shit happening in my head. So it's like a take what you will kind of compromise solution. But it's helpful. And actually I like music. I'm putting it in A tier. Get fucked. Willpower. We'll put it low B tier, high C tier. Like, it can help, kind of, but it's just the wrong tool for the job. Like, the reason you cannot do shit is it's not a fucking, why can't I, hello? Okay, whatever. Willpower is the wrong tool for the job for ADHD. Like, if you have ADHD, what you want is not more willpower. That doesn't fix your problem, because your problem is not a willpower problem. It is a neurotransmitter problem, where either your receptors are fucking eating up all your dopamine way too fast, or you're just not producing enough. Like, your basal ganglia is kind of, I don't know, your fucking substantia nigra is just not working properly. Crazy shit, right? The way you fix this is by, well, proper medication, proper exercise, proper, like, structure. Structure is a really important one. I think a lot of people, and me, like me included, definitely, if it's an open structure, we kind of just fall apart. So having structure in your life with like these things, and just planning is good. But again, when I was doing these for 6 years, everything except for medication, it still wasn't enough, not consistently. So, yeah, that's it. If you have this shit, or you're like, or just in general, exercise is good, sleep is good, food is good, breaking down tasks is good, implementing structure in your life is good. And if you have ADHD, medication, absolute cinema.